sort of design sort of thing. But that's it's a class design of a T-shirt because it belongs to a very beautiful um, photographer, Helena. Um, um, I just go off on different tangents. So now I'm going from Monsters of Man to across the Isle of Man to to Amsterdam. But Helena and I were an item for over a year, especially during lockdown. I've already told everybody about that in the vlog previous. If you go back a few, you'll see what I had to do during lockdown to actually go to the Netherlands to be with her. And not that it was actually a big effort, because I really wanted to. It wasn't as if I was making a special effort. Well, I was making a special effort, but it's because she was special. Very, very beautiful girl. And the only thing that she's an Ajax supporter. But we all have our faults. But she's got two wonderfully grown up young boys. She's a stunningly beautiful girl, and I was definitely punching, as the saying goes. And it didn't quite work out because just of the distance thing and stuff. And you know, there's, if I can sort of put it this way, whenever when the lockdown happened, and Helena and I were together, uh, I was going over to the Netherlands every 11 day, but basically every 11 days. I was there and staying for 4 or 5 days, maybe two, one weekend if there were particular circumstances, but then maybe six. And we would go to Germany and Duisburg and different places, Cologne, just to sort of try and beat where it was shutting down. We would go, you know, somewhere where it was sort of available to get to if you just went to the effort, of doing it. But the reason why it worked was, for that was because there was always this kind of, we know that it's difficult to do this, so that's the reason why we can't be together, as much, as we probably would like to be, and that was acceptable. That is a very acceptable thing. But again, as I have said, and it's good actually that I've got vlogs for people to go back and get reference from, because I did say in one that I'm a very relationship orientated guy. I was in two before I met Helena. I was with my first wife Margaret for 25 years, and then I was with that's Lindsay's mum, and then I was with JJ's mum, Beth, for 13 years. And that was like every day, every day, every day. So, and when you think about it, that was like 38 years, of being with someone every day. And then a couple of years went past whenever my relationship with JJ's mum came to an end, and I wasn't sort of. But then I did want, I did think that I wanted a relationship, But a very and with Helena, it was amazing, because it was just amazing being with a beautiful girl, blonde hair. Just check her out, Len photography. Her name is Helena Kralt, and not only is she an absolutely stunning, she, I mean, she could honestly be a model, but she's a brilliant photographer. You know, if you see her the work that she's done, and of course that sort of intrigued me as well, because a lot of the big the big commissions that she got were for big stars. You know, there are like amazing, you know, amazingly recognized artists around the world. Alice Cooper, Adrian Vandenberg from Whitesnake, Doug Aldrich, you name them. You know, but what all these big guys, and they have been photographed by Helena over the years. And if they're doing something like a solo album or a promo tour or whatever, they always go to her for photographs that they maybe got taken 10 years ago, because no one's done them better, you know. And so Helena's credited on like so many albums, you know, and I just loved being with her. But the thing about it is that I loved being with her, and then I realised that I couldn't be, you know, as much, because once the lockdown was over, there was then no excuse for, you know, sort of looking on things as being, being grateful for just being together 11 days or whatever. And I needed more than that, you know. I do need to wake up, you know, every day and get a kick in my back, you know, from somebody to say, you know, it's your turn to get JJ dressed for school or something. But so when it came to the bit where the COVID thing finished, and it still became, you know, sort of apparent that, you know, Helena and I were still only going to be able to see each other that much, and it then became sort of obvious to me that it wasn't a, through one whole year of us being together, I had been doing whatever it took to go to the Netherlands. But then, you know, I thought that I was beating the system, you know, to sort of do whatever it was necessary, you know, for to be together. But then the lockdown finished and the flights became more available, and, you know, and everything was sort of easing, totally easing off, you know, the hospitality, you could go to the bars and stuff. But then I realised that, you know, really quickly afterwards, that I could still only see her, 11 days, you know, and it wasn't anything to do with me. I wanted to see her more, but she couldn't. So, and it's understandable, you know. I'm not blaming her in any way, but I'm just, you know, sort of letting you know that, you know, sometimes you can be doing something for a year, and then you think that, you know, whenever everything's settled down, you know, that something's going to sort of ease off, and it's going to, you know, things are going to get better. When the COVID thing finished, things got worse for me, because I didn't have the challenge anymore either of beating the system, you know. But at the same time, I was sort of just constantly saying to myself, it's easy, you know, that you know, it could be every week, it could be, you know, but that's neither here nor there. That's just me, sort of opening up from the point of view of, you know, if I'm in a relationship, then I need it to be, you know, a constant one, you know. Not that I don't need my space, but I get that, you know. Go out and Saturday night. Well, I haven't said that. I was going to say I'll go out on Saturday night and I'll do my gigs, you know, in different bars and meet people. But when I was with Margaret, when I was with Lindsay's mum, she came with me, you know, and she would sit with a wee bottle of Vija Maria, or whatever that white wine's called, and just sit, and I would introduce her to a couple of people from the, you know, the bar, and she'd have